Hello everyone! Today we will be discussing the upcoming Sea of Thieves experiment, which is raids removal in Season 20. In the recent developer update, Drew Stevens, production director, gave us heads up on that, so I'm going to analyze this using all the data we currently have. In the video, Drew says,
in Season 20, we're going to be running an experiment. When the season launches, all on-demand raid voyages will be removed from the quest table.
As you could hear for yourselves, Drew said raid voyages, not world event raid voyages. However, this will be mixed and matched with KOF being a random spawn in any of the world events, which thanks to raids removal will all be guaranteed to be emergent ones, not dives. But what about the other raid voyages then? I will get to it, but let's discuss the differences first. We have world events that we can dive to, making them on demand. Skelly Fort, Skelly Fleet, Ashen Winds, Burning Blade Armada, and Reaper Fort, but only under Athena's. Then we have raid voyages to points of interest that are 24/7 on the map. Seaforts, Sunken Shrine and Treasury, skeleton camps, and garrisons. So now the first question is, will all of them be removed? Probably. Here I have a reference for you. Not only me, but many others wondered and asked Drew about this on Twitter, and while this is the best answer Drew can give us at this point in time, it is a subject to change. Especially that we didn't even get this on Insider yet. The only Season 20 feature on Insider for now was the custom seas, and we are back to hardening phase for Act 3 of Season 19. This means we will get first glimpse at this on Insider in roughly 3 to 4 weeks. While I completed most of the Sea of Thieves content, there are many out there that still need those raids, so I decided to make a tier list. Let's see if we actually lose a lot with the upcoming raids removal. I also added 2 categories separately from tier list for world events, which for sure will get removed from raids pool, and those that are under question. From top to bottom, first one up is Seafort. My beloved, no question, my favorite place to get supplies for the session. Even now with the addition of garrisons, it is quicker than Garrison. You clear it, you vacuum it from its supplies, and you cook all the meat on the 4 amazing pans in the kitchen. If I could own a Seafort in Sea of Thieves, I definitely would. It is not the best in my book, and I am biased, but it is great for supplies and that's where it lands. And it is also point of interest on the map, so it lands in the maybe we keep it category. Next up is Skelly Camp, added with Burning Blade update. If you don't dive to it, you can get the red orb, which is good for golden reputation. However, if you dive to this one, you can get the raid item for the specific faction. This is the only raid voyage that gives raid item that is not a world event. Sure, the raid item is of the worst quality as they have 3 tiers, but hey, if you need the commendation for raid items, spamming dive to Skelly Camps is overpowered. This lands in the S tier, best for raid item farm. It also possibly could stick around in Season 20 as it is not a world event. Moving on. Sunken Shrine and Sunken Treasury, and I won't cover these separately. These would be good if they didn't give faction-specific loot upon dive. Since they do, and not a lot of it, I deem them among the worst. In all honesty, is anyone doing those ever? Like, don't get me wrong, doing them when sailed to, absolutely. Either for the commendations, or the Sunken Curse, or both. Maybe for the Horn of Four Winds? But dives? I guess only if you need to kill sirens and crawlers for the pirate milestone. Anywho, if you do dives to those, definitely leave me a comment here and explain why do you do so. Those as raids could stick around as again, these are not world events. Ashen Garrisons. Yeah, this is tough. Because I really wanted it to be the best at something, and it was this close, but no. For the sake of tier list though, I'm just gonna put it in the great for supplies category, as supplies are good. You still get bone colors and sometimes a curse ball. However, it takes way longer than Seafort, so it really depends if you prefer bone colors from the garrison or the meat from a Seafort when you start a session. It also lands in the perhaps we keep it category because it is point of interest on the map rather than a world event. Moving on to the actual world events. First one up is Ashen Winds. Ashen Lords, once almighty and scary, are a throwing knife sponge. Loot though? Quite mid, but of course includes the raid item. Still, unless you need a specific commendation involving either an Ashen Lord or Ashen Skellies, you are better off grinding the raid item in Skelly Camps. This world event falls into fastest world event category, and dive to it is for sure gone in Season 20. Skelly Forts. Yeah. To keep it short, the raid loot is not worth the actual effort. The emergent version was better when no other fort had the gifts. Now, honestly, I have no idea why one would do the Skelly Fort. Either emergent or dive, unless for commendations. So, verdict is easy for me, only if you need comms. Again, dive to it, removed in Season 20. Skelly Fleet next up. Again, very disappointing loot for the effort, especially when every second update, Skellies get aimbot and can actually one-ball you. The annoying AI, which used to adjust your sail speed, and nowadays they randomly don't even circle around you and are generally annoying, broken, even if you do not have any rocks nearby, I would say totally not worth the effort. So, anyone doing this ever? Please let me know in the comments, and why do you do that? Gone from the diving menu in Season 20. Burning Blade Armada. Raise your hand if you get excited when you launch a session planning to the world events and you see a green tornado when you walk out of the tavern, because man, I honestly do not understand the hate towards this world event. Is it the worst? Yes, it absolutely is. But at the same time, is it very satisfying with an organized crew and a good helm who can position you perpendicular to the boss waves and you just zerg those? Absolutely is. Additionally, 2 to 3 raid balls guaranteed at the end and you are set up for naval combat for the session? Sadly, the cons outweighed the pros. And this lands in the absolute worst category. Out of the diving table in Season 20, we won't miss it. The last but not least, Reaper Fort. Only available in Athena's Fortune Raid Voyages section. When it was implemented, it had a mega stash chance, which made it the absolute best world event in the pool. With mega stash buff gone, the emergent version is still very, very good. It gives variety of items across all factions, gifts for the Reaper, and sometimes even Reaper chest, which is precious for doubloons now. While the emergent version is a chad, the dive one is totally meh. I mean, it is just bad, period. This makes it fall into the absolute worst category again. Diving version for sure gone in Season 20, at least should be, as this is a world event. Wow, we got through it all. Okay, now your turn, guys. Leave me a comment down below. Why do you like a specific dive and what for do you like it? I am looking forward to hearing all the possibilities you guys use those for that I didn't mention. Now that we have the tier list done, let's get back to some burning questions and concerns, like raid item being possibly gone in Season 20. What about the commendations? There are also some raid specific items needed for commendations that will be gone too. All I could find so far was Drew's answers on Twitter, and as said before, those are not set in stone and subject to change. I believe Drew gives us answers to the best of his ability at the current time, so also let's not blame him if things go differently after Season 20 has been tested on Insider. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, subscribe, and share with your friends so they are also aware of the experiment in Season 20. I will see you in my next one. Bye!